Welcome to Elimu Genius TV. This is your #1 online class for competency-based curriculum lessons. Become a genius today.
Before we proceed, let's see today's lesson's objectives.
In this lesson, you will learn how to store crop produce safely after harvesting. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to do the following. Identify structures and facilities used for storing crop produce. Describe ways of preparing storage structures before use. Explain the importance of preparing storage structures and describe how stored crop produce is managed to reduce spoilage. Now let's begin.
Study the picture alongside. Why do you think crop produce should be stored properly?
After harvesting, crops must be stored well so they remain safe and useful. Proper storage helps reduce spoilage, protects crops from pests and rodents, maintains food quality, keeps produce safe for consumption and reduces post-harvest losses. This means less food is wasted after harvesting.
Structures and facilities for storing crop produce.
Farmers use different structures and facilities to store harvested crops. The best choice depends on the type of crop produce, the quantity harvested, the length of storage and the risk of pests and spoilage. For example, maize may need a granary or storeroom, while smaller amounts of beans or rice can be kept in bags or containers. Now, let's think and write. Attempt this activity with your classmate.
Imagine your family has just harvested maize, beans, and fresh vegetables. Before storing them, pause and think, would you keep all these crops in the same way? Write your answer and give one reason for your choice. Now, let's dive into the various structures used to store crop produce.
Granaries. Granaries are used to store grains such as maize, millet, sorghum, and beans. They are often raised above the ground to keep produce safe. They help keep grains dry, allow air circulation, reduce pest attack, and prevent rodent damage. The picture alongside shows a traditional granary for storing crop produce.
Storerooms.
Storerooms are enclosed spaces used to store larger quantities of crop produce. A good storeroom should be clean, dry, well ventilated, pest-free and secure. These conditions help protect produce from spoilage and damage. In the picture, notice how the sacks are raised on pallets and the room has ventilation openings. Storage bags.
Storage bags are used to store crops such as grains, beans, rice, and green grams. Good storage bags should be clean, dried, strong, and well sealed where possible. They help protect produce from moisture, pests, and contamination. The bags in the picture have airtight inner liners, which help keep the produce safer for longer. Storage containers.
Storage containers are used to keep smaller quantities of crop produce safe. They may be made of plastic, metal, or other suitable materials. Good containers should have tight-fitting lids, be clean and dry, protect produce from insects, and prevent contamination. This example shows containers with secure lids for storing grains and beans safely. You have now learned about different structures and facilities for storing crop produce. Look around your home, school, or community and identify 2 examples. For each one, write the crop produce stored there. How the structure or facility protects the produce. One way the storage can be improved. Share your work with your teacher for feedback. Now let's look at how storage structures are prepared before crops are stored. Good preparation helps keep produce clean, dry, pest-free, safe from rodents and protected from spoilage. The image shows a clean storeroom being swept, with containers arranged neatly and raised away from the floor.
To prepare a storage structure, follow these steps. First, clean the area by removing dust, old grains, and rubbish. Next, seal cracks to block pests, then fix leaks on the roof and walls. Remove all produce, control rodents such as rats and mice, and finally, ensure proper ventilation so air can move freely.
For this review task, carry out a short investigation. Look at one storage structure at home, in school, or in your community. Find out how it is prepared before crop produce is stored. Write the structure observed, the activities done, why each activity is important, and one improvement you would recommend. Preparing storage structures is important in several ways. It prevents contamination by keeping produce away from dirt, pests, and harmful materials. It keeps rodents away by sealing holes, removing spilled grains, using rat guards, and keeping the store clean. It preserves crop quality by controlling moisture, temperature, airflow, and pest entry. This maintains food safety and reduces post-harvest losses.
After crop produce has been stored, it still needs proper management. Good management helps reduce spoilage by checking the produce regularly. It maintains quality, prevents pest damage, controls moisture, and keeps the storage area clean. This helps the produce remain safe, fresh, and useful for a longer time.
There are 5 key ways to manage stored produce. First, check moisture so the produce stays dry and mold does not grow. Second, maintain airflow to control humidity. Third, control pests and rodents by sealing entry points and using guards. Fourth, turn or rotate produce to prevent moisture buildup. Finally, remove spilled items to keep the store clean.
For this practical activity, identify a storage structure used for fresh crop produce. Prepare it well, then use it to store the produce. After storage, manage the produce to reduce spoilage. When you finish, share what you have learned with your teacher, parent, or guardian.
Congratulations! You have completed the lesson on storage of crop produce. This assessment will help you check how well you can identify storage structures, describe how they are prepared, explain why preparation is important, and apply ways of managing stored produce to reduce spoilage. Do your best, and all the best.
Thank you.